gonna make it through this year. If it kills me, I am gonna make it through this year. If it kills me.
Hey guys, so I know I said I was going to be making a video the day I got my expander, but it's been a bit over a week now. Actually, I'm talking like 99 or about 80% better than I did when I first got it. So as you can tell, it's not really that horrible the way I'm talking. It's pretty normal actually. Like, if you don't know me, you probably won't be able to tell. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting used to myself talking, I don't know. This video I want to talk about my first week with the expander, what I experienced, what it was like, and then I want to get into some advice for people who are also getting one very soon, things to avoid and things to expect and things like that. So, first of all, I got my expander last Tuesday, so it's about a week and 2 days ago. And the first day, when I first got it on, getting it on was really easy. It was pretty quick. It didn't hurt, nothing was weird. But what was weird is right away it was like, how do I swallow? How do I live? How do I talk? How do I do anything? So that was a struggle, especially trying to swallow was the hardest part. Swallowing was completely impossible. Just so you know, there's this foreign object in your mouth, so your mouth obviously wants to reject the swallow of anything, even if it's water. So I'm trying to drink water, drink anything, and it's really, really difficult for the first couple of days. But now it's pretty much possible to have anything. So just to let you know, it does get better, but the first 2 or 3 days, the word hangry is exactly what describes this experience. Hangry is what it is, You don't understand the true meaning of hangry until you get an expander. So, yeah, the first few days I didn't feel any pressure, I didn't feel any pain whatsoever really. I turn it at night, so I feel a little bit of pressure at night, but it's really not that bad. Especially if I take an ibuprofen, it's whenever I sleep through it, it's not a big deal. The pain, don't worry about that. Yeah, the most pain I've experienced is on my tongue just from rubbing against it, but even then it's not that bad. Anyway, I'll insert a picture of what mine looks like now. And as you can see, it doesn't really look like what most people's looks like. It's more like the entire roof of my mouth instead of just that little square thing in the middle. So yeah, it is a little bit different, so it's probably even more difficult to speak and do things that are normal to life with this big one, but I don't know, maybe it works more. So yeah, as for other things I've experienced, have I experienced it working? And the answer is yes. There is no gap in the front of my mouth yet, but it's only been a week and 2 days, and there is a small gap on one of these teeth back here, just very, very small, because I notice it because when I floss there, it goes in and out really quick. It's not any kind of resistance going on where it used to be hard to get it in, hard to get it out, and now it's it's a gap. So yeah, that's what I've experienced, and then I'll kind of get more into my experience when I talk about advice. Advice is first 2 or 3 days, have liquid food. I don't mean soup. Yes, I mean soup, but I don't mean vegetable soup, chicken noodle soup. No, I mean tomato soup, cream of broccoli, cream of chicken, cream of whatever, just those creamy type soups, because I mistakenly thought that having vegetable lentil soup was going to be a good idea the very first day I got it, because I thought, well, I just can't chew, it doesn't mean I can't have soup. But I didn't realize that, chunks get stuck. So I had lentils all up in there and it was the nastiest thing trying to get those out with the water pick. So stick away from chunks for the first few days. I still refuse to have any kind of chunks, even though food doesn't really get stuck in there anymore. And also, so you know, after the first 2 or 3 days, honestly, eating solid foods is almost easier if it doesn't hurt, like biting doesn't hurt, because it's like a chunk, you chew it, it goes down. Now I prefer to have toast or waffles in the morning instead of yogurt, because yogurt, like, chunks, I don't know, it's like thick, like peanut butter is thick, even though I refuse to give up peanut butter to my life. But, you know, it's almost easier to just chew something and then swallow it right away instead of, you know, sometimes you have to always have water with you while you're eating so you can just kind of swizzle it around. Yeah, so chunks are a no-no, but just know, get through the hanger for the first couple days. It will get easier. Another reason why it gets easier, not so much just because you get used to it. Like I read online and people are like, after the first few days you'll get used to it, food won't get stuck. Well, why doesn't food get stuck? Food doesn't get stuck because the gap between the expander and the top of your mouth gets smaller. For example, I mean, in my situation, mine started being like pretty low. And as you tighten it every single day, it gets easier because every time you tighten it, it gets closer to the roof of your mouth. It's like starts here and then it just slowly, now I can barely fit like anything. Where I used to be able to like lick all up in there and get the food out, now it's like I can't fit my tongue in there at all. It is like impossible. So, yeah, just so you know. It will get easier. As another thing to keep in mind is talking does get easier. I've heard people tell me, you'll never get used to eating, you'll never get used to talking, you'll never talk any better, and I'm like, oh my god. But yes, I'm talking like a lot better. If I actually made a video my first few days, that would have been hilarious because it is getting better. And if I do continue to make these videos every single week, you will probably notice my speech does get better and better. Okay, and more advice. Do not do any kind of vigorous exercise for the first 2 or 3 days. Because of the fact you have this big chunk of something in your mouth, breathing already kind of feels constricted. So if you do some kind of exercise, you might get yourself in a panic thinking you cannot breathe. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing that until you're at least sort of used to it, because, you know, your mind just automatically like has this kind of thought that it's going to swallow it even though it's not. So, I mean, you know, you kind of just have that fear in your mind without you even realizing it, but everything is going to be fine. It's okay. Anyway, what else? Something you should do to maybe help you talk better sooner is singing. I know in my other video I said I don't look forward to having it because I love to sing, and I don't want to give that up. And I have it, you know, in my own privacy, in my own terms, in my own car, I'm singing, and honestly it helps because, you know, the more you talk, the more, especially you sing, your tongue learns where to go, and it, you know, speech becomes easier the more you talk and get used to it. You can practice saying words that are difficult, like talking. That's difficult. If I kept trying to say that, maybe things would get a little bit better. Just basic information, I have to wear this 3 to 4 months depending on how fast things expand. Hopefully things will expand as quickly as I am sort of seeing. If they work out properly, who knows, maybe I'll be able to get out. Maybe I'll be able to get the braces on within 2 to 3 months. I don't know. I don't want to talk too soon, but I really hope things can get rolling. Because I'm just, you know, once you start seeing results and you know that something's working, it's good. Just like with the pressure feeling that I get at night, if it does hurt, I don't even mind because I know that it's working, and that's nice, you know, to feel like it's working. Yeah, so I'll update next week when I'll be talking about what week 2 was like. I'll have my appointment on April 5th, so my appointment should just see how things are rolling. It'll be pretty quick, but if there's any kind of update, I'll give you any update on that. If you have any questions or any experiences you have had or any advice from me or anyone else watching, comment below. And yeah, thank you for subscribing and watching, and yep, bye!